Hello there! What is going on, everyone? It is time for another Star Wars Shatterpoint unboxing, and today it's going to be Count Dooku, Jango Fett, and the Magna Guards for the Twice the Pride, Double the Full pack. I was thinking of dropping it and thinking like some kind of joke about the fall, like it fell out of my hands. But I'm sure that'll happen because in almost every unboxing video I do, I almost break something. And it's a cursed tradition that started back in the days of X-Wings, huge ships when they had that Corellian Corvette, the Tantive V4, and I broke it live on camera, and it just happens way too often. Anyway, if you guys are new here to the channel, we talk a lot about Star Wars Shatterpoint, X-Wing, Legion, Shatterpoint, and Armada, and lots of other Star Wars fun facts and tabletop gaming, as well as other geeky, fun, and all-around awesome tabletop gaming as well. So definitely stick around, join our Discord. Links are in the description below. Also want to thank today's sponsor, Luxury Playstyle. Amazing full metal tokens. These are awesome tokens, folks. They are gorgeous. They're fully metallic and shiny and beautiful. They're double-sided. They have tokens compatible with games like Legion and X-Wing, and their damage tokens are compatible with any game, including Shatterpoint. Definitely check them out. Use code Crabbok VIP. You're going to save 15%. Make great presents with Father's Day just around the corner. You're going to love these tokens, and hopefully, you can save some money with that code Crabbok VIP. All right, thank you guys so much. Let's go ahead and get this box opened up. And we're going to have a good time today. We're going to be looking at the cards. We're also going to be looking at the sprues. And I'm probably going to put these together so you can see how they will look assembled. Of course, this does include 4 miniatures, 3 unit stat cards, 3 stance cards, and 3 order cards. But it's going to be more than that because there's stuff for all kinds of different languages in here. So you're probably going to get this times 5 because they're putting lots of different languages in all of these packs. How many of you guys are playing Star Wars Shatterpoint? Let me know down in the comments. If not, what games are you playing? Are you playing more than just one Star Wars game? Are you playing multiple Star Wars games? Are you playing 0? And maybe you're just thinking about getting into a Star Wars game. If you want to learn more about Shatterpoint or the instructions for all of these, there is no build instructions that come with these kits. You have to get them online. Link is in the description below. It's going to be that basically find more information about Shatterpoint here link. It's going to take you straight to where all the rules are, where the rules instructions are. They don't ship them with these anymore. They now give them to you online. And you're going to have your little credits page in here though. So if you want to see who made your game and who worked on it and helped bring it to you, all that information is going to be here. You have your little QR code, which will take you to, if you have this in hand, it'll get you some more information there. But yes, we have our sprue here. Let's take a look at that. And we've got lots of cards. It's a ton of cards. You don't need all of these. There's going to be all the different language versions of them. And so we have our bag of sprues here. Now we're going to get 4 bases. You want to clip these out, you get your handy dandy little sprue cutters and start clipping out your bases. It's going to be kind of like this. I did a whole video on how to assemble these miniatures. So if you're curious on how to put stuff like this together, I have a video that we'll do in the later on, but I'm not going to do all of this on camera. I'll let you jump to the final product. But here we go. We've got here we do. Instead of here we go, it's here we do. I'm creating new language. We've got some of our Magna Guard bits here. We've got a Dooku leg, Dooku's chest, Dooku's cloak there. We got a Magna Guard cloak here. I think there's another Magna Guard cloak here. We've got Magna Guard stabs right there. We've got and lots of Mandalorian armor in here. We've got Jango kind of doing his thing right there. Pretty cool stuff. We're going to put all these together so you can see what the finished products will look like as well. Let's go ahead and I'll pull these cards out and we'll get a closer look at the actual units, the tactics, and how they work. All right, so first off, we're going to look at Count Dooku, the Separatist leader. He's pretty cool. He's got some cool stuff. Like he's got this awesome little reminder text here, and it's the first primary I've seen in the game that has this. Usually we've seen this symbol on secondary units, and this is meant to remind you that as soon as you activate them, something's going to happen. Check out the card and see. So we'll start right there. Leader of the Separatist Army. At the start of this unit's activation, choose another allied Separatist Alliance character within 3. Each character in this unit and the chosen character may dash. So he gets to dash for free at the start of his activation, plus somebody else does, as long as they're separatist, which is really cool. And it doesn't it doesn't say that they have to be a support either. By the way, I normally flip these over first. He has got 7 points, and he starts with 4 force also, so he's going to give you a little extra force, and he's a primary unit. So there we go. He's got surely you can do better. When a character in this unit is targeted with an attack, this unit may spend 1, 2, 3 force. Not 1, 2, 3, but 1 to 3 to use this ability. When modifying the attack roll, change hit into a block, or into a miss for each of your force spent. And that's a pretty good one. So that means you're gonna want to spend 3, because they're gonna probably get at least 3 hits, right? That's just awesome. Of course, that's going to make you chew up that force really, really quickly. Twice the pride, double the fall. After a melee attack, targeting an allied character within 2 is resolved. This unit may use this ability. If the attack roll contained no hits, one character in this unit may dash and then make a 5 dice attack targeting the attacking character. So this is really interesting to me, because I'm not sure if you can use both of these in the same time, because normally, like, the rule is you can only use 1 reactive per opportunity, so you couldn't use 2 different reactives for the same thing. But these are happening at different times, so this would be maybe a good one for like the FAQ. I'm sure maybe it's already been FAQ'd or answered already, but like a lot of this stuff I've just opened up and looked at it right out of the box, and because this says when somebody's targeted. And then this one is after a melee attack. So they're I guess they're being triggered by 2 different things. So you can probably use these both together, I'm thinking. However, and that would make sense, because surely you can do better is going to trigger, it's going to mean you're more likely to actually have twice the pride, double the fall. In other words, I'm going to spend 3 force, turn 3 of your hits into misses, and then you're actually pretty likely to have no hits, because at least a lot more. It's pretty likely for there to be no, right? If the attack roll contains no hit results, it's rare that an attack roll has no hit results. So that's pretty cool. But also that costs a force also. So between surely you can do better and twice the pride, double the fall, that's 4 force on just a single attack. That's everything he brings, So it's pretty cool, but. Yeah, and you have brave but foolish. Once per turn, when an allied primary unit or allied secondary unit is wounded by an enemy effect. Now, wounded, just for reference, does mean that you've taken your 10th damage, or however much you've taken your maximum number of damage, and you're getting the wounded token. Not just being necessarily having a wound put, or an injury put on you, right? Anyway, when they're wounded by an enemy effect, after this effect is resolved, refresh 2 force, then choose an allied separatist attack supporting unit. One character in the chosen unit may dash or make a 5 dice attack. And then he's got his stance cards as well. Now, he's got 2 different ones. He's got Force 2 Makashi and then his Force Mastery, which is going to be a little bit more Force Lightning-y intensive. Although he can throw Force Lightning on either one. He's a Jedi or a Sith, or... Well, he's Force User, Separatist Alliance, and Sith. So he's not a Jedi anymore. He used to be, though, back in the day. But he has some pretty cool stuff. First off, I really like his defensive expertise, because he can turn a crit into a miss. He can turn 2 crits into a miss if he rolls 3 of those. So that's kind of nice. And then he's got 2 crits. So a single melee expertise gets him 2 criticals, which is really good. Really good. A single ranged crit gets him a hit, and he does 1 damage. So that's kind of cool. Like, that's separate from the damage thing. He gets that right away, automatic. So I thought that's also pretty cool. He's range 4 for this Force Lightning, 7 dice for melee, 6 dice for ranged here, 5 and 7 for defense, and he can reposition on a single hit right here. Right, so a single success lets him totally. He can potentially reposition twice if he gets enough, which gives him surprising mobility. Really, really surprising mobility. Plus, he can push 3 times. So I really like Makashi. It's got damage. It's got everything. I mean, he's a primary, so he should be awesome, right? This is just a really good combat tree. Very cool stuff. We flip this one over. We're going to look at his Force Mastery version. Also range 4, 8 dice for his Force Mastery. He's going to be doing an extra damage with all the Force Lightning here. He's got 2 crits for melee. He gets a crit and a damage for Force Lightning. And then his defensive is just a little bit more standard right there. But he's got damage. He's got some healing here for his Force Mastery, right? He's got a lot of negative effects too. So the Force Mastery is more about, I guess, tokens and status effects, healing himself or healing nearby allies and putting negative effects on somebody else. He does have some reposition in here too. So both of these are good. But I like this tree better. It's very, very cool. And I love having that reposition on the first one. It's very cool. All right, good stuff. Jango is going to be our secondary here. He's going to be 4 points, no force. Jango Fett secondary unit. Does not have our little reminder text on his activation card. So there you go. He's going to have a jetpack. He's going to have capture wire. This is a pretty cool one. You can pull somebody, choose a character in this unit and an enemy character within 3, and you can pull them within 2, a chosen character and towards the chosen allied character. Then the chosen enemy gains the pinned condition. So you're going to be able to reposition somebody else and then lock them down there, tie them up a little bit, which is a fun thing. I imagine Boba Fett will eventually have the same thing whenever he eventually shows up in this game. Speaking of which, he's a bounty hunter, mercenary, scoundrel, and separatist alliance. So that's what we got. He is not a Mandalorian, by the way. And I think that's an important thing to think about with this guy as far as like synergy and what lists he's going to fit in. Right now, he's kind of all doing his own thing. He doesn't require anybody else, and he's not giving anything to anybody else. He's really just focused on doing his own job. And so if you're trying to put a build together that is not dependent on specific synergy, like if you're just doing a dream team together for the sake of having characters that you just want together, even if they don't matter, like, you know, Dooku and Anakin Skywalker or whatever, like he can be somebody that fits into a build like that. That's just like, yeah, we're not really trying to get synergy going. We're just trying to have some awesome characters. He's really good for that. He's got not so fast, which is an interrupt. At the start of an enemy unit's activation, if one or more characters in this unit are within range 3 of a character and then that unit, you roll 5 attack dice, and they're going to suffer damage for each crit and hit result in that roll. So basically, as soon as somebody else activates, if you're close enough to them, spend a force, boom, take some damage. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you going to do something cool? Sorry, you're taking damage. He also has my client is getting impatient. After this unit makes a focus action, he gets to jump. And then he's just looking to get paid. When he wounds an enemy primary or secondary unit, after it's resolved, he can refresh 2 force, and he can heal 2 times. And he's got 9 and 2 for his stuff. Cool stuff here. Here's his tree. He only has the one side. He's got a crit for his expertise. He's got 2 crits for 2 expertise, which is pretty good. He does damage for melee, and then so he's doing damage for expertise there, which is good. He's got a decent little Beskar armor there. He has some reposition abilities too. Now he's got a free action here, right? But at the same time, if you've already jetpacked, you can't do it twice. So like if you've already jetpacked to get where you are, then maybe you go up and then just take the jump instead of that, or maybe you want to use capture wire there, right? I don't know. It all depends on your situation. So if you need the mobility, or if you want to pull somebody close to you, you can do that there, which can be fun. And then you can push them away. And that could be really interesting if you were to like pull somebody close to you and then push them in like in a different direction or something weird. I don't know. I don't know how that would work. You might not want to pull somebody close to you and then push them. Well, I guess you could pull somebody else close to you. So he's got all kinds of pushing. He's got some pushing. He's got his own he can reposition himself or reposition the enemy team. Right, so I like that, and that's what this game is all about. It's all about repositioning. All right, next up are the Magna Guards. These guys are battle droids. They're separatist alliance and troopers. They have 10 health and 2. They got a lot of health. And now these are like some of the chunkiest, some of the toughest, maybe one of the best supporting units that I've seen. There are 3 points also, and they're a supporting unit. You get 2 of them, which is just really cool. They have protection protocols. After a Separatist Alliance primary unit makes a move action, this unit may use this ability, choose a character in the activating primary unit. One character in this unit may advance towards the chosen character, which is cool. They get to stick with somebody else, which I like. And you're going to want them close because they have bodyguard. Allied primary and secondaries within 2 have cover 1. So at least one of these guys is going to stick with Dooku, right? Which is cool. And then they have intercede. If they're not wounded, engaged characters can't target allied primary or secondary characters with attacks. So they're really forcing you to go for them first. And the thing is, I feel like these guys can be really useful even if they're outside of faction. Like, this would be a really good protection for like Anakin or Obi-Wan Kenobi. Or, like, if you want to go really offensive with Anakin, give him a Magna Guard. They won't get the protection protocols on him, but they can still give him bodyguard. They can still give him intercede, right? So pretty cool. And like, bodyguard's your ranged protection, and intercede is your melee protection. So I like that. They've got defensive training here. Lots of pushing. They can push on the very first success. They can push on the second success, and then on the 4th success. Or they could totally reposition or heal. Just a lot of really good stuff. And they have crits for their melee expertise, which is also good. So pretty impressive support unit. I like them. I like them quite a bit. Very cool. All right, now we've got these guys all put together. Let's start with Jango Fett here, who is lovely, great looking pose. He's gonna be wonderful to paint. I love how I like the pose here because nothing is gonna be particularly hard to get to with the brush. I didn't use like the droid bits. There was this piece here on the sprue. I didn't use that because I'm gonna do some different basing. So that's something else that you could put on there. We've got Dooku here. Now, the cool thing about Dooku is he's got 2 different arms. You don't have a whole lot of different options with a lot of these, but you have the Force Lightning arm and then the regular arm. One thing I was thinking of is using the Force Lightning arm and saving the other arm, because this arm here would look cool, like coming out of rubbles or out of the mud, like a zombie arm. And then I thought that might be like a cool basing option for like Night Sisters when they come out. That was, I don't know, these are things that I think about, but I'm like, nah, I don't feel like having to paint the Force Lightning and then having to do the lighting effects on the hand and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm looking for an easy Dooku to do, and this one will be a little easier. So that I took the coward's way out. So we did that. As far as our Magna Guard, we've got this guy. These guys were a little on the trickier side to put together. They had more little fiddly bits. But they went together fairly well. Their legs are really, really far apart, kind of pushing the boundaries of what this base will allow. The other one, I think because the joints on droids are so like spindly, this leg was supposed to be a little straighter, a little bit more downward, but it ended up going kind of outward a little bit more, which means that it didn't touch perfectly flat here on the base. So that was my mistake, but it still works. And I'm going to fill all that in with like rocks and mud and stuff anyway. So he'll be secured once I get my basing. And of course, I guess that's one of the options that you have with a droid, is that you can do different things. It's just, it means you don't have as strong of a connection on the skeleton if it's not like, resting against their flush. So you just be careful with your droids. But anyway, these guys will be fun. We get to do some purple lighting effects on the staff. So there we go. All right, this has been our Twice the Pride squad pack unboxing and assembly. Hopefully you guys, got what you came here for. Hopefully you're checking out Star Wars Shatterpoint, and hopefully you stick around and hit that subscribe button. Check out some more Star Wars Shatterpoint and other videos. If you want some more advice on how to put these together, if you want looking for instructions, links are going to be in the description below. And I will talk to you guys later. May the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are awesome. You can help keep this channel going. So thank you so much, everybody. And I will see you next time.